We looked at this in August. Whose brand does this slogan belong to? Nike, the goddess, the Greek goddess. What does this slogan tell you about Nike products? What does it say? Inspire you, right? To do what? Exercise. Move your body. Yes, yes. What does it tell you about Nike? They got it right. Yeah. It's a zinger, isn't it? For their products. Get out there. Do it. No more excuses. You've got the product. Do it. Right? Slogans can often be very clever. They can be very profound sometimes. And sometimes they can be funny. This is one you will not see. But it also is true, yes? But slogans are never funny business. Corporations take them very seriously because slogans have power. They can change people's minds and therefore change human behavior, which is what they want, right? That's what they want. Change behavior by who? Consumers. Sadly, I think, Christians often go way out of their way to pander to our consumer culture in the effort to get more people to sit in our pews, right? But Christians are not motivated by profit. You know what that means translated? It means we don't say, oh, I wish we had more members so we could pay our bills. And we are not called to sell our religion to anyone. What makes a good slogan? There's lots of good answers to this one. What is it that makes a slogan good? What do they get it right? It's catchy? What is short? Yes. What does catchy mean? Easy to remember. Yeah. It makes a connection. Absolutely. That's what they're trying to do, right? Make a connection with who? With you. What else? It's visible. Yeah, something you can see, right? An image that also is memorable. Well, most marketing folks will tell you there's 3 big ones. There's lots of good answers, but memorable, you got that one. They also tell you or communicate, they convey what's the benefit to you of whatever this product or service is, right? They let you know, why should I want it? Why am I interested? They also distinguish one brand from another, right? Because they want you to buy Reese's Pieces, not some other chocolate. They want you excited about chocolate, but Reese's Pieces, not some other chocolate, right? So we'll be looking at some of these characteristics. The church has a mission, just like every corporation, except ours is not to add to the value of our stock or someone else's wealth. The church has a mission, do we not? Yes, we have a great commission. But what happens in a slogan is a product or a service, when we say catchy, it gets sticky, right? Some product or slogan becomes sticky, meaning we go buy it. We get connected to it. Well, the church is a sticky church, maybe. Are we? Have you ever heard the word or the phrase sticky church? It's the language that is being used today for churches where visitors come and are made to feel welcome, and they stick Sticky church, right? Except I would prefer to use the language catchy community, because I would rather emphasize what are those qualities of Christian community that help people feel welcome and respected and needed and above all, beloved. How do we help people feel all those things, even if they're here for one Sunday morning, or if they're here just for the food in the fellowship hall? How do we get those sticky characteristics? Memorable, the benefit, right? Distinguish ourselves from others. Well, do you remember this? 1997, you have to go back a ways. Think different. Does the grammar bother you? Good, because that's the point. Don't miss it, right? It's right there in front of you. Think different. It's all about, blasting out of the rules here, right? So Apple launched this ad campaign. It lasted 97 to 2002. They launched it with a 1-minute television commercial. Does anybody remember that commercial? You might, some of you are saying yes, some of you are going no. You might as I describe it. In 60 seconds, Apple shows you 17 beautiful black and white portraits of standout people. And I'm going to read those names of those 17 people. And I want you to think about who they were and what they did and what those names, especially all together, kind of convey, okay? Albert Einstein, Bob Dylan, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Richard Branson, John Lennon, Buckminster Fuller, Thomas Edison, Muhammad Ali, Ted Turner, Maria Callas, Mahatma Gandhi, Amelia Earhart, Alfred Hitchcock, Martha Graham, Jim Henson, Frank Lloyd Wright, Pablo Picasso. There's probably few of us here who don't recognize most, if not all, of those names. What are some of the characteristics of those people? It's quite a lineup, isn't it? Talk about diversity. Innovators, yes. What else? Outstanding in their field, yeah. Creative. Fearless. The first. Yeah, good. It's quite a lineup, isn't it? Nobody said crazy. But that was Apple's point. This is how the commercial began. To the crazy ones, like a toast or a poem, to the crazy ones. Here's to the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the people who see the world differently. There's your good grammar. And then they show you these 17 amazing portraits. And then they say, the people who are crazy enough to believe they can change the world are the ones who actually do. True? You betcha. They nailed it. They nailed it with that campaign. It's true. It's true. The crazy ones. The ones who run the opposite direction from all the lemmings. The ones who raise their voices to break the silence. The ones who swim upstream. The crazy ones. Steve Jobs was one of those. He saw a paradigm shift that no one else saw coming. He did not just look at what was in an engineer's mind. He went further to look at what is in the user's mind. He created that paradigm user friendly. Think of how this world has changed, not just computing. User-friendly permeates so much of who we are today. Now, maybe he wasn't really user-friendly from what I hear. But he nailed a concept that the world was ready for, maybe waiting for. User-friendly. User-friendly. Here's something he said. That's maybe the most important thing. It's to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. That's the attitude these 17 people had, isn't it? That they share. That's why they stood out. They made their mark on this life, and maybe even the next. Jesus was all about blasting the rules, right? Going beyond, bending them, changing them, breaking them outright. Do you realize that to your core? Those of you who think there's a certain way church is supposed to be, that didn't come from Jesus. I don't think so. Jesus thunk different. Different. He said, for those who want to save their life will lose it. And those who lose their lives for my sake will find it. Think about that. You've heard it way too often. Think about it now. You want to save your life? Lose it. You try to save your life, you'll definitely lose it. That's crazy. By any measure of this world's standards, that's nuts. And he goes on, it gets even more outrageous. He says, want to know how to lose your life? Lose it in me. Take on my life. Surrender yours and take mine on. Pick up your cross. My life involved a cross. That's crazy. Yes? That's crazy. Notice when he chides Peter, he says, you are setting your mind not on divine things, but on human things. You're thinking wrong, Peter. You're thinking normal. Think different. Think different. And that is the Apostle Paul's message to the congregation in Philippi. Let the same mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus, who, though he was in the form of God, did not consider equality with God as something to be exploited. Boy, does this world need to hear that. Let me say it again. Though he was in the form of God, did not consider equality with God something to be exploited, but emptied himself, taking the form of a slave, being born in human likeness and being found in human form. The mind of Christ. Do you think with that mind? This is a picture of a homeless encampment in Sacramento. We know that unsheltered people are out there. They're everywhere. I can't tell you how shocking and raw it was to come back to this country and take the train through Crockett and see hundreds of filthy encampments by the river. I did not see that anywhere in France or Spain. We know they're out there, but some of us think different about them. And that would be Sitaleki and Lisiponi Tu'uholoaki. For 8 years, they have been taking food to people who are hungry down on B Street. And now they have asked all of us to receive their mission as our own. They're not asking anything of you, but simply they're giving their life, offering their life of service to us, to our brand, to who we are and how people know us. And so last Tuesday night, your council voted on that motion and accepted it. And you know what that means? It means that now you can think different about people who are hungry. And it means that every second or third Sunday morning, they'll let us know which one in advance. You can go and show them how you think different about hunger in Sacramento.